To our next guest now, and Olinga Services is an industry leader in commercial cleaning services, and they say that during the pandemic the demand has never been higher. For more, let's bring in Badi Mahabat from Olinga Services. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Alana.
Look, tell us a little bit about, I guess, some of the services that have been in such high demand, particularly throughout the pandemic.
Well, it's been fascinating. There are a lot of the demands, I guess the confusion that started, people didn't really understand what was required. How were we supposed to protect ourselves, our co-workers, our staff during this pandemic? And even, I guess the government grappled with this concept of how to protect, consumers and public passengers on public transport. And so I think a lot of the demand has come down through how to put together a combination of both comfort for the people and providing that extra protection as well. So we run a number of different programs across both government and private sector. You've got on footage right now some of the public services we run, such as the CBD revitalization program. And that's, we have roving bands of sanitizers going around the city, handing out masks, and also cleaning of public assets, to protect the front line.
I mean, it's a massive job, and obviously people are really relying on these services, you're right, to keep the community safe. Tell us a little bit about what you've done here, because you've actually helped people who lost their job during the pandemic. Why was this important to you? People have always been an important part of Olinga. When you take facilities management, we are a very labour-intensive industry. And so it's important that we both look after a lot of people and we also hire a lot of people. And there's no better industry, I guess, especially when COVID hit, that could help pick up that slack where people needed that, that lifeline, that bridging gap between, losing their employment initially and then finding new employment as the economy started to warm up. So when we started Olinga, the focus has always been on treating our people properly and treating them right. And, I guess through our ability and our reach that we have as an organization, we were able to go out there and target everything from, Qantas and Virgin employees who've been stood down temporarily. We were able to go within the arts scenes, and pick up, different artists, whether they be musicians or actors or whatever, who, because of cancelled shows, needed that short stopgap, in terms of employment. There were educators as well, the people who had jobs put on the line. And so it wasn't just standard cleaners. A lot of the programs that we ran, and we were able to help close to 1,000 people, I think, in that initial phase with opportunities from those different sectors. So, I mean, it's an interesting one when we start referring to public transport and I guess the cleaning that you're doing there, because I went on a tram for the first time, I think in over a year, just last week. And obviously the signs are up in there that the vehicles are getting deep cleaned every day. How long is this expected to go on? Is this something that we can expect to happen for the foreseeable future in terms of the deep cleaning?
Well, I can't speak on behalf of the government and Sydney Trains. I will tell you, though, that the world has changed and expectations have changed. I think passengers do have an expectation from the government and the people who run our public transport networks that there will be some level of ongoing protection. For example, in New York, I think, they've talked about that their in-train sanitizing programs are indefinite in BAU. And I think the same thing is coming in with transport here, where they've recognized that need. All of the programs that we run, there has been no talk of cancelling or anything. If anything, they're looking at persisting, looking to how can we spread it and increase that coverage as more and more people start to rejoin the networks.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, that's for sure. Look, Badi, if people want to reach out to you, potentially learn more about Olinga Services and the commercial cleaning services that you offer, how can they do that?
Best way is on our website, olinga.com.au.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to you and your team. It's no easy feat what you're doing, but I think it's definitely essential for the community. And thanks for joining us here on the program.
Thank you very much.